It's real.
I might get a bit shy.
No.
No, just trying the best
That's it.
to try and fucking not be too like there's cameras
Yeah.
here. But well, thanks for coming, man.
Oh, thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me, Niall. Yeah, great to be here.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know whose podcast this is.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking coming in. I was like, it's a conversation for both of our
100%.
pieces of content and to really serve, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. We're just trying to get a bit of word out there about just dudes being dudes, you know, just the regular shit dudes have got going on in their lives, and I suppose getting a bit of clarity on a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like the name of this podcast is The Life of a Dude.
Yeah, it could be. It's fucking better than the name we have for it now, which is nothing.
Yeah.
No, but that's I've always wanted to do a podcast.
Yeah.
I think everybody does, though.
Yeah.
I'd love to, just like the conversations I have, they just go viral. My arse, like when I think back to old conversations, I'm like, yeah, no, people shouldn't listen to that. Like, shouldn't listen to that. But I don't think that's going to be an issue here today, because
man.
I don't want it to be like an interview style of like, you know, like Google security questions where I'm turning around to you going, what was your mother's maiden name and what was the colour of your first bike and all that kind of stuff, you know? I'd rather just kind of like, just chop it up, have the conversation, hear your insights, hear perspectives and different things like that.
Yeah, man, and I completely agree, and I think that's the best way, and what a lot of people resonate with nowadays is just, it's kind of just been like a fly on a wall to different conversations and awesome conversations. And for context, for those watching, is I met Niall recently at a gym.
Probably should give some context.
No, not at all, no. And
I'm fucking straight in.
That's it.
What's wrong with me, man?
Give me the solution now.
Yeah.
Which is but I met Niall at a local gym through Contact Lee.
Yeah.
And I think we just immediately connected through the online space. And I've just moved to Ireland about 4 or 5 months ago, and born here, as many may or may not know, but moved back, and it's been a real intentional thing for me, is meeting like-minded individuals here to create a sense of comfort and tribe and groundedness. And immediately when I connected with Niall, it was just like, here's another bro.
Yeah.
Coaching in different industries, but building towards a greater purpose to serving others. And it's something that I've been doing for a long time, and it's part of your life's mission. So same as myself. So as we said, what better way to connect than on a podcast?
True, exactly. It's just having the open conversation. It's definitely something I noticed about your content. I'm sure you can kind of see it with mine too, as I do try to not be too robotic with things. Like, I've tried content reading off scripts. I've tried doing all that kind of stuff. And I think you can kind of tell by my lack of articulation in some of my content that I'm just fucking spitballing. Yeah. I'm just talking. And that's kind of what made me go, like, if I can help in some way to get your stuff out there a little bit more, I really believe in your stuff and I see how authentic you are. So doing something like long form podcasting, I know you'll be able to kind of get your stuff out really fucking well, especially from the conversations we've had, man.
Yeah.
You've helped me and stuff with just understanding, relating, and I think that's a massive thing for me is relating to stuff. Yeah. You can relate to stuff, you don't feel as badly affected by it.
Yeah, well, and it's like the sense of we were literally just having that conversation before with Niall's. We pretty much had a podcast before the podcast. Was even with Niall's girlfriend in there, where we're talking about the sense of a lot of high performing guys, and I'm sure if anyone watching this conversation, whether it's through your community or through mine, they're really striving to become the best version of themselves, whether that is in fitness, and generally in fitness it then flows out into other areas of their life, like their relationship, their business, and it can feel alone, because there can be, especially lads in their 20s, it can feel like, everyone's out partying, or they're focusing on that sort of side, or having fun. For the lads who resonate with this, it's all about, how can I lock in,
Yeah.
the great lock in, or the winter arc as we're coming into. That's it. I know I've entered my winter arc.
Good.
And I think there's magic to that too, is the fun in gamifying it.
Yeah.
But then when you actually find other co-op players who are in the game of life and are playing it, and they're not sitting there being a spectator,
Yeah.
but they're actually, these dudes are men in the arena.
100%.
And it's like you're finding other gladiators who are in the arena, and it's like, yep, you're playing the game too.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Because this, if you want to gamify it, as you say, this game of life, it's tricky because a lot of it is side quests.
Yeah.
A lot of it is side quests. So it's like, I might be on level 10 here, and you might be on level 5 here, but you're on level 10 and something else. I'm on level 2 at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely with the like gym, nutrition, training, all that sort of stuff, I might be slightly higher up on that sense. But when it comes to, as Jesus says, know thyself, you're definitely closer with that.
Yeah.
Look, we'll get into that, the religion, this different side of things. But I suppose if you don't mind, like as I said, I don't want to turn it into a whole interview of like what was your favorite color,
blue,
all that sort of stuff. Look, when you start talking about these things, I think you give your experience through it anyway. So I think as we kind of talk through things, that stuff will pop up anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about, like, obviously you're Australian.
Yeah.
Which is. Yeah, you're literally from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
g'day guys.
Yeah, but you've a massive kind of affinity to Ireland.
Yeah,
because you were born here.
Yeah, correct.
And you're back here now. What's the mission? So I know you've got Brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
Brotherhood just looks fucking deadly.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're the first one to come up with that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to take away from you, but like it's something that I'm just like, Jesus, that's genius. Like that's a great thing to have.
Yeah.
So you've built that in Australia already, have you?
Yeah, correct. So, thank you for those words. And it's, and I suppose the reason for coming here, I mean, it wasn't the original intention with its creation to end up in Ireland.
Yeah.
Personally for me, I don't really want to go into the depth of the origin story. I mean, we can go there, but I remember I had left school, and so I grew up playing football, and obviously Irish family.
Into it, man.
Yeah.
Into it. Yeah,
so I grew up playing football obviously grew up in an Irish family, so my parents are Irish, and I mean, I was born here. My dad is mad into football, soccer. And then naturally it's like, okay, I'll follow suit. We used to watch Premier League, and then I started playing when I was about 8 or 9. And then when I was 10, my dad was like, oh, I'm going to be your coach of your team. And I remember just being delighted. And then he ended up being my coach for probably about 8 years, 7, 8 years. So all from when I was 10 through till I was like 18, he was my coach. And I learned so much from him because he was obsessed with the game since he was a kid, and he was very good at it himself. He immediately had that embodiment of, well, hey, I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from like, hey, I've been on the field, and I'm speaking from a place of, I've embodied this. So immediately I could sense like the lads respected him. I learned so much about that because even when the Brotherhood came online, I was like, I've got to embody this first and go through this journey first, because that was my example of leadership. Is otherwise like I'm just talking from my fucking ass, so that was really important for me. And the essence of teamwork and camaraderie, and then passion, like I remember it was ingrained in me when we'd be down like maybe like 2-3-0, and then I'd just go, fuck this, and I'd run after a guy and put a crunch and tackle in, and then it would just galvanize the whole team. There's times where it wouldn't work, there's times the whole team would just come back, and that feeling of this sort of like never say die, or like throwing your face on the line when a ball's being kicked or so, like that, I felt for me, I think that's where the Irish sort of fire or essence was ingrained in me, even overseas. And I don't think everyone has that.
No.
Not everyone has that sort of, it's almost like the underdog or the fire. Or my dad would often say to me, I don't look for the best players, I look for the ones with the most heart. And that stuck with me too. There was one guy, Morgan, I remember he ended up being our captain, And initially he started off and he wasn't that great technically, but the dude would fucking run for hours.
Yeah.
You know, and that stood to me more. I resonated more with those people who would give 110%. It's like, as you were saying, with the sales before in our conversation, you know, you can have the guy who's incredibly skilled, but the guy who has the most volume is going to outrun that dude.
Yeah.
So I really resonated with those individuals. And from all I knew at that point, I had a ball at my feet and was obsessed. And we started off being like the worst team in the league to then eventually winning a championship and consistently, you know. And it was just that, it was the kind of primordial underdog story.
Yeah.
And then that became like the framework for me. And then I remember leaving school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And it can be a very hard period in life, really the late teens, early 20s for a male, because there's that sense of pressure of, okay, what is my sense of purpose? There's a deeper part of myself that's longing for a sense of purpose and what I'm here to do, to provide, to protect. But then also not knowing I have to put in the reps, but also not wanting to do something that's soul destroying or that doesn't align with who I am. And you have to go through the reps of sometimes, you know, doing things to know what you don't want, so then you can know what it is that you do want. But I remember just feeling very lost. And often what I say is the worst moment in a man's life is when he's lost. Because at least when direction comes online, there's a sense of purpose. Even when the challenges come online or the dragons, it's like there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
It's for my purpose. Whereas when there's no purpose, there's no reason. And then there can be victimhood and challenges and all those aspects. So yeah, and then the Tony Robbins world went into psychedelics, plant medicines from my own challenges and breakups and all those things. And kind of as I went through that journey and I seen there was a lack of initiation and rite of passage into manhood, kind of combining the Tony Robbins personal development business, psychedelic, plant medicine, psychotherapy world, which I was in for about 7 years. I journeyed with the medicine myself for my own healing. Then I trained for about 3-4 years, and then I went on to become the head of facilitator training and a facilitator for that community, which I probably did about 3,000 hours worth of psychotherapy sessions, which was just wild. So so yeah, the reps are there. Now this next stage is for me is like, okay, I've started to hone the skills. How do I now build this thing so I can give my gifts fully to the world?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the three sort of pillars we look at in Brotherhood, is like forging the character. So the dude coming back to realize, okay, what's my avatar's strengths? Where do I need support? You know, what are those things I'm passionate about? Healing the boy so the man can step through. Then from there, it's like, okay, how do we bring mission online? So it's like, okay, how do we leverage these strengths to know, okay, what am I good at? What aligns with who I really am and what aligns with my character? So choosing then the vehicle that really aligns. And then it's like, okay, now at these points, we're like, how the fuck do we build this mission now?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the journey I've gone on in shorts.
No, 100%, man.
Yeah.
And the one thing I can hear from you, and I think it's massive with anybody that I talk to, there's a funny meme out there, and it's Joey Diaz. Do you know who Joey Diaz is?
I love that dude.
Joey Diaz, he's giving out, and he's talking about, like, do you ever meet somebody that just doesn't do nothing? They don't play checkers. They don't do nothing. Like, that's me, not somebody that doesn't do nothing. I'm the guy that I want to talk to whoever the fuck is passionate about whatever the fuck they're talking about. And I could tell from you, yes, number one, and I'll get to this with the coaching industry nowadays as well. Biggest one with the coaching industry is, you're far off this now, but you actually embody what you're trying to give to people.
Yeah.
You've done it, you fucking believe in it, and you can explain why you believe in it.
Yeah.
Whereas what I kind of see nowadays is just the way coaching's gone, everybody thinks that they're going to make 10K a month. Everybody's at this, 10K months, 10K months, 10K, 20K months. When, like, that's like a fake goal that people want, but you don't fucking want that. Why do you want 10K a month? Oh, because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
People don't believe in their own shit, right? I know what I want to do, and I don't give a fuck about money. I don't care about it. I've coached loads of people, as I said already. I've coached people for free before. Now, that doesn't work either, but it's the principle of, I've learned that the main part I'm looking at now is like, I see why I like coaching. I've done these mentorships. I get what they're trying to do. but I'm not driven the same way. I'm not money driven.
Yeah.
Found that one out the hard way. I'll fucking say it out. I've made a load of money, and I was never more unhappy when I hit the top, the highest months I'd ever hit.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care. What I do care about is exactly what you just said there. I believe what I'm doing, what I'm trying to give to people, and it's to serve people. If you're not trying to serve people, you're going to live a pretty miserable existence. It's not going to work, and I think that's more so for men.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
I think if you're not on this journey to improve yourself for the sake of the environment, the ecosystem that you talk about, you're at a lost cause. You're going to hit those points where you're like, what's my purpose?
Yeah.
I think everybody has slight derivations of the purpose, but at the end of the day, it's to do with connection, people. You want to feel helpful, essentially. You don't even have to be the provider, just helpful.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. And, you know, even as I'm hearing with what you're saying, and I know even from conversations we've had, is, hey, there's kind of two ways I can go with this. There's like one where Tony Robbins often says, it's like, there's the science of success, but then the art of fulfillment. So then it's like, okay, I can, and sometimes it's like, I need to get to that point where I make the thing to realize it's not that thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you need to get to level 20 to realize it's not about, it was about the journey, or, you know, or I get to that point where it's like, oh, okay, I'm adapting, or I'm going to go another way. It's like you probably, even that version of you had to get to that point where it's like, okay, I made the money to realize it wasn't about the money.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like you can hear that, but you don't know until you make the money yourself and have that experience.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is when you're talking about purpose, my take on it anyway is generally it's alchemizing your pain into purpose. So like even with your story, I know, and I'd love to hear, you know, your story as well, about where it's, you know, there was challenges from childhood, which then it's that you alchemized that and then became the example of what you wished to see. You became the mentor or the hero that you wanted.
Yeah.
And then therefore the gifts that you gained along that journey and finding the solution, then therefore gave you gifts to give back to others.
Yeah, exactly.
Know, which is what your mission is.
100%. I can proudly say I'm a direct, what's the word? Outcome or byproduct. I'm a direct byproduct of what I do for people.
Yeah.
Like, this shit helped me. I wouldn't be telling you to do it if I didn't think it'd help you too. And I just think I'm an embodiment of what I do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there between coaches, mentorships, businesses. And I'm saying all this because I know there's a lot of people scrolling social media and they're seeing these ads pop up of like different coaches and mentorships and stuff like that. Look, I'm not saying they're all bad. 100% they're fucking not. But there are a lot of coaches and there are a lot of people out there that do not embody what they are talking about. And some of them are great actors.
Yeah.
I've been done by one, let's call it.
Yeah.
But what they preach is not what they embody, essentially. Do you know? You're hearing, I'll just kind of, look, I'm not trying to, definitely, and the one big thing about this, and I'm not trying to tear nobody down. Definitely not. Even people that are way up above, the people that see this podcast, they're not going to get, like, I'm not going to do a dent in this guy's sales.
Yeah.
But what he talks about is very different to what he actually produces for people, because he talks about, you know, fulfillment, and he talks about all these things within yourself, within your business, yet the only thing they focus on is numbers.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they focus on.
Yeah.
How much money did you make? How many clients do you have? How many clients left? How many did you gain? It's just numbers. It's nothing to do with like, well, like, did you get any results? Because you could have a coach there who just went viral, right? And this happens all the time. If you've got somebody there that went viral, they get loads of clients in. 3 months later, all them clients are going back out the door again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you're not building the right, to me, environment. You're not right. Your environment is money, 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 money. And if you've got 100,000 followers, that money will keep going up for a good while until you've reached the end of them 100,000 followers, because it will happen eventually on a long enough time frame. Now, how good are you at actually embodying what you're talking about?
Yeah.
You've got all these clients and you're getting nobody results. That's no good to anybody, you know? And it definitely does piss me off with the industry big time. Because there's a lot of people out there that are good at Instagram, but they're shit coaches.
Yeah, correct.
And they don't
Great
embody
marketers.
what they're actually talking about. And in fact, it's more the bigger ones. It's more the bigger ones having a fucking clue. But they're in it for money.
Well, and see, this is the thing, because I love that you've gone here. And my mentor taught me about this, was like shifting from transactional to relational. So, and like what you're talking about is, and it's like the same with what you're doing, is how can I build a community? It's like, for me, the lads that come into my space is, you know, one of my values in Brotherhood is like, we're brothers, we're family.
Yeah.
You know, we're brothers in arms.
Yeah.
And that is the sense of camaraderie. And like people, yes, want to come in where they're going to receive value, but they also want to come in because they want to feel like they're part of something greater than themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel in this day and age as well, it's like no one wants to feel like they're just another number. You know, it's a lack of nurturing. And I feel if you can hit the sweet spot, it may take longer to build that, but it's far more sustainable in the long term. And then you're also mastering the art of fulfillment.
Yes.
You know, because it's you're building relationships with individuals that stand the test of time, which is what people are really after in this day and age. And everyone's after nurturing. It sounds so cliche, but everyone is. They want to go into a space that they feel like they're safe, that they feel like they belong, but that they're also challenged to be better, and have an environment that calls forward the best version of themselves.
The way I would have always heard that would have been, everybody wants to feel significant in some way.
Yeah.
I think that's a massive thing. And you can look, some people will knock that down and be like, well, that's all about validation. Well, you want to be validated by other people. Well, go your whole life without getting validated. Let's see how far you get.
Yeah.
It's not good. Do you know? Something you touched on there, which I think is massive. And I think it could lead us down a couple of rabbit holes.
Yeah, nice.
And that's the big one of saying people want to feel like they're part of something bigger.
Yeah.
The first thing that popped into my head when you said that was, that's what made the men storm the beach in Normandy. That's what made the Irish stand up against the Vikings.
Correct.
That's what makes men do men shit.
Yeah,
when you believe,
Braveheart.
yes,
Lying
exactly.
on your bed many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days? Yeah, that's it.
That's
like,
spot on,
come on,
that's spot on.
That's it.
Yeah, or the fucking the scene in Gladiator as well. Do you know what I mean? When they're, you know, this is where we hold them. Like it's that kind of stuff where every man, there's not a man alive with a half decent testosterone level is not going to look at that fucking scene in Gladiator or that scene in Braveheart, something like that, and just go, or an All Ireland final. That's something that I know a lot of lads will connect with. Like when you're supporting a team and the whole thing is coming to a close, the score is a bit tight, you're fucking, the heart's beating out your chest, you're part of something bigger there.
Yes.
You're part of something then more than yourself. So as you said, going back to the football days, when you are okay with, you're not allowed to touch the ball with your hands. You're all right with throwing your face in front of that ball because the goal's behind you.
That's it.
You need that ball to get the fuck away from that goal post. It's bigger than you. It's the team. It's the camaraderie, and it does. You don't even need to talk about it. It's a feeling.
Correct.
And I think that's something massive that you're building at the minute. I am trying to build. I'm still learning about it. I'm trying different little things out, but it's definitely something that I feel lads can get a lot out of. Because look, an idea. Here's just like, because it ties into this. An idea of a name for this podcast, right, was going to be Youngtrepreneur.
Nice.
Right?
I like that.
That's
fucking great.
Maybe we need to take that before I put this up.
Yeah, that's it.
But that was going to be an why? Because as we were speaking about, I'm the same. I want to be talking to the fellas that are not outcasts, not weird, not freaks, not none of that, but they're just different. They're too unique to fit in a box. I think throughout my whole life, and I'm not going to get into poor me, it's not in poor me, it's a gift I was given, but I was never in a box the whole way through school. I was okay at football, but not good enough to be, it sounds so cringy, but like a jock. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't smart enough to be considered a smart kid. I was kind of in the middle. I wasn't a massive troublemaker, but I also wasn't that attentive. I wasn't a big drug head, but I've dabbled. Do you know what I mean? Like, just you're in this weird no man's land of like, at the time you feel I'm a nobody. That's what you feel like at the time. So kind of, I suppose you don't need to be an entrepreneur to watch this podcast. You just need to be young and feel misunderstood, because I can guarantee you, from the amount of people I've talked to in the misunderstood space, we're all misunderstood.
But yet there's also a part of them that feels like they're destined for something greater.
Yes.
That's it.
That's the underlying thing of it all. It's like, where do I fit in this piece, this puzzle of society?
Like the inaugural Harry Potter, Luke Skywalker. It's the hero's journey.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. That one's definitely massive. What do you think are some of the things that kind of come up in... what do you see? Sorry, that's probably a better question. What do you actually see with... I don't know if it's your guys, but just guys in general, when you're talking to them, what are the big things that you think a lot of guys are kind of suffering with that you feel kind of holds them back in terms of just like becoming the man or having clarity and confidence and a sense of knowing thyself, essentially?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, coming to a place of understanding. So in today's day and age, this an oversaturation, we've never had as much information exposure as we've had today.
Yeah.
And that is having an impact. And I feel there's a lot of lads who are sitting with the question, what does it mean to be a man? And, what does it mean to be masculine in today's day and age? And
what does that mean?
Yeah, so for me, the way I've come to understand it... No,
come on, just tell me
The way I've come to understand it is, I think we were talking about Lord of the Rings. Yeah. People may or may not know Lord of the Rings, but highly recommend to go and watch a character called Aragorn. He's the inaugural king the prime example was he didn't go out to become king. He decided to become king because he could see his skill sets were needed in the ultimate value of the community and the tribe. There's this one scene where he goes and he slays the fucking head off of an orc and then goes and there's an emotional as his brother's dying in front of him. And it's such a prime example of what I've come to understand as healthy masculinity is. Sometimes we think it's like, I'm either a fucking savage and stoic or like I'm in this super emotional lover, sort of artistic, creative guy. And we kind of split the two and think I'm either one or the other. It's like, no. Masculinity is a multi-dimensional way of being, right? Where it's still having the capacity to be strong, assertive, disciplined, be a leader, have courage, right? And then marrying that with emotional intelligence, compassion, love, and empathy. When you can combine the two from an authentic place, where you connect to who you are, and that's a journey, then that for me is healthy masculinity. That's the way moving forward. It's just to be, but we all have these projections of, and like I've got caught up in as well, and a lot of young lads do, where, it's like, what is this ideal alpha male? And I generally kind of strip away the labels because generally it's someone else's projection of what it means to be a man. Whereas my understanding is all those qualities of the perceivable alpha comes online anyway when you just connect back to what type of man do you want to become, and who are you? And that's a big question. It's a journey, and that took a lot of journeys with medicine, and I'm still uncovering who I am as I go along the journey, as we always do, but I just realized, I remember I had this journey with this medicine called 5-MeO-DMT, which is the strongest entheogen known to man. So it's from, they call it Bufo alvarius. Okay. So Mike Tyson and Tony Robbins and all those have come out and they've had it. And it's like you go and speak to God in only way you can understand, but God being this, like, it's not this man on a cloud with a beard.
Yep.
This kind of greater energy. It's a deeply spiritual experience. And I remember I had it and I just realized, because I had this idea that I needed to become someone. So it was constantly this journey of becoming, right? It's like, I'm not there yet. And then I just had this deep realization of, fuck, I already am the person I always wanted to be. And like my intuition, that inner voice, like it was right. And I was like, that's me. Like I trust myself. And then all the things that I'm passionate about are exactly who I'm supposed to be, and I'm not here to be anybody else. Actually, I don't want to be anybody else. You connect back to who you are, and it's like I've spent so much of my life projecting out, going, fuck, I wish I was like that person, or I wish I was like that, and it's like, the magic is, how do you know it's you? So how do you know what you admire is you? Because you wouldn't be able to see if it wasn't you. So what you admire in others is a reflection of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So those people you admire, who are your heroes, they're reflecting back to you.
Yeah.
Because why do you resonate with them? Because they're you.
Yeah.
You know? So you're only ever seeing yourself. And that's the...
Or it's, if you don't feel like you're on that level, they're at least reflecting parts of you that you want to be more.
That you're developing.
Yeah, or you already have, but you might not be exploring it enough.
That's it. It's just developing. As you go along your journey, that's what you're developing.
Yeah.
You know, like Carl Jung calls it the golden shadow. So the shadow often is like sometimes like what we can judge in others is often what we judge in ourselves, because it's a reflection of ourselves. They can often represent repressed aspects of ourselves, right? So it's like we're despising, say we're just on the grind, right? Our body's lacking energy, but we're despising someone who's looking after themselves, self-care. It's generally a reflection of like, hey man, you actually need to look after yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like, I could go into it, and that's kind of like the warrior's shadow, like the sadist, or the masochist really, where it's like, oh, it's not fucking worthy unless I fucking kill myself. You know, to get to the goal. So, you know, that's a whole other rabbit hole. But the golden shadow is it can represent part of yourself you haven't owned in yourself that you admire in others.
Deadly.
You know, and that was actually it was an exercise I did, and I still have this little thing in my wallet, where it was from this book called The Energy of Money, and this is the first time I ever realized this. It was like, write down five people you really admire. And this is a great exercise for anyone at home to understand your kind of character strengths, right? Or at least where you're developing. And mine was like Tony Robbins, there was Aubrey Marcus, I can't remember, there's a few other people. I think like the qualities were heroic, courageous, authentic, you know, family orientated, whatever. And then it got to the bit in the book after you did that, and it's like, how do I know these are my qualities of integrity, they called it, because I can see them in others. So then I remember I got emotional doing that, because I was like, fuck, I always projected like that Tony Robbins, these people were these like amazing heroic individuals, and like I always wanted to be like them. But then when the book said that is you, it was just like a confirmation of like, oh, that is me. Like I am who I think I am, you know, and that was a beautiful confirmation. Then that solidified for me is in that journey too, because when I was a kid, I loved the Power Rangers, or as most kids do, right? I love the Power Rangers, I love Spider-Man, the story of Spider-Man, and I always wanted to be that. And then the deeper I got with the journey, it was like, why did I resonate with those stories? Because they spoke to who I am. You know, those are the qualities that I am. And again, they have their shadow forms as well, you know, where it's important for me, and a lesson I've learned is like, you can't save anyone. All you can do is be the example of what you wish to see. And then people do with that as they please. But yeah, I feel that's a crucial topic. And coming back to the masculinity is, the more you seek to understand what is your character's strengths, and really heal whatever is, and not like nothing, there's never, you know, there's always going to be things you're navigating with, but at least where you get to a point where it's like, okay, I have accepted my past, and I'm no longer at a victim of it, or perceive that I'm a victim of it, where I can get to the point where I've acknowledged the emotions, I'm at least working towards accepting it, and now starting to alchemize my pain into purpose. Then you can really start to play the game. You know.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah,
I get you. That makes a lot of sense. Masculinity. You want to sum it up? I'm not sure if I've said this, but it's like everything's connected. Yin and yang. It's the balance of the two. It's the light and the dark. It's as Jordan Peterson says. It's about, you have to be able to be a monster, but be able to control it. So that's one side of it. What you do and how you control it is very important too. It's like the way I kind of look at it, that and what I kind of hear in my head is like, you want to be able to shoot a man and then hold a baby in the same day. Do you know?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
it was
a Buddha
Andrew.
and a fucking gorilla.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it was Andrew Tate that said that. You want to be able to shoot a man, hold a baby in the same day.
Yeah.
Why? Well, because that is pure capability.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about men and masculinity, it's capability. It's all
Yeah.
about being capable of certain things. It's being able to be capable of fighting them Vikings when they come onto your land.
Yeah.
It's being able to be capable of looking after your woman.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean financially.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
But that's not it. That's not all it's down to. Do you know what I mean?
No.
If that was the case, sure, we could all just be Hugh Hefner, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Loads of money, few women here and there.
Yeah.
But I would argue that's not the most fulfilling life. Maybe it is, but
yeah, because like even what you're touching base on there, and I speak about this a lot. So, because it's like, again, knowing we have the light and the dark side, and I completely agree. Because it's like a good man is capable of mass destruction, but chooses not to use it, but has it there. It's like, as I say, the metaphorical sword is like, you know, what's that word? Is like sleeved or whatever it is. Sheathed in the back. That's it. In the back, and it's like, it's there. You hope not to use it, but at least that's there if you need it.
But man, that's why I look the way I look.
Yeah.
That's why I built muscle in the first place.
Yeah.
Because every man just wants to feel capable, just wants to be capable, look capable. You want to have, as you said, the sword and the sheath. You want to have it there. You don't always have to use it.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'll never have to use it. But I wanted to look like this because I knew that muscles would get me respect. I'd be strong. Possibly feared. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People might not fuck with you if you're a little bit bigger. Or might not take him. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
That's an example of it. Now I'm shit at fighting.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. I don't get picked on.
You could just have one punch, bro, and that dude's dead.
Could be, but I'd miss. Yeah. You know? Or I'd see it coming a mile away. Do you know what I mean? But that's why I do what I do. Now it developed into something else. But what started things was that feeling of not being capable. I can't stand up for myself. I couldn't stand up for myself at one point. Do you know what I mean? Someone could slag me and I'd probably add on to it, which is bullshit, because all you're doing there is if I add with them, then I'm with them and they don't get that power over me anymore.
Yeah.
Look, it's useful, but at the end of the day, look, nobody's short of slagging. Nobody is beyond having a slagging. Do you know what I mean? If me and no, I don't even know what the Pope is these days. What's his name? John or Leon or James or whatever his name is. We were sitting here and we were just chopping it up and down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not slag him off? Do you know what I mean? It's a nice robe, bro. That's fresh. What's that? Gucci, Canada Goose. Is it? Do you know what I mean? So like
the drip is
on
fire.
Nobody's beyond the slagging. But when you feel like you're not able for the slagging, or it's a bit too deep on you and you're a bit insecure about it, like the word scrawny always hits me. I hate the word because I used to hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of, you call me scrawny. I don't care. I know I'm not scrawny because I know I'm capable, because I know I've done this. I know where I'm at now. And I think that's a massive driver for lads, just in general. Whether it is you trying to get into the gym because you're trying to change how you look because of women or your insecurities, you got bullied, whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, what you are trying to be is capable of going up to that girl, capable of getting over that heartbreak, capable, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Your confidence goes up when you look, when you put the effort towards looking the way you want to look.
So true.
You know, and as I said, we touched on this earlier, but like fitness, getting in shape is just a massive metaphor in life.
Man, and I feel like that's like, if you're going to gamify it again, it's like level 1, forge the character.
Yeah.
Like build the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, as I used to say, before King Arthur, so Excalibur being your soul's potential or your mission, right? Your highest potential. It's like, before King Arthur could wield Excalibur, he had to become man worthy of wielding Excalibur. So he had to fucking train, or whatever it is, a life providing him the trials and tribulations to forge him into the motherfucker who could wield that. Because with great power comes great responsibility. If he used to wield that power too early, that's it. I like merged the two together, some of my favorite stories. But see, that's it. It's like, it's not void of the child. You're integrating the childlike imagination to start to live life to its fullest, because that's where the magic is. To have fun with it, and also then to realize it's, level 1. I completely agree. It's like we were talking about before. As I learned in training, it's all about self-love, right? It's a buzzword, but
lads are looking at this going, oh, for fuck's sake. But you obviously don't understand what it actually is.
And if you listen to what I'm saying, right? So so often men are very giving, right? But if you've got an empty cup, like how are you supposed to, every relationship in your life right now is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. So if you're struggling with relationships with women, which a lot of dudes are, it's generally a reflection of the relationship with yourself right now. All right. So to bring in that deeper appreciation. So let's say like self-love, let's use Hermosi's example, is just having undeniable stackable proof that you are, you say you are. So let's say it's like self-respect, more so for men. All right. So how do you build that? Well, by proving to yourself that you respect yourself.
Yeah.
And then how do you respect yourself? Well, you respect yourself by building your body, by looking after yourself, by taking the actions to build your mission, and knowing it's going to be fucking hard. But like, what else did you expect?
Yeah.
I remember there's this guy, Jesse Itzah, and he was talking about, and this is the importance of challenge, right? Because masculine men grow the most through challenge. So the feminine grows through praise, the masculine grows through challenge. So as I like to say, an insight that's come through recently is, if I don't have a dragon to slay, I turn in and slay myself.
Right, okay.
Right? So it's really interesting that, you know, as men, because throughout hundreds and hundreds of years we've hunted, we've, you know, had some sort of objective. And if we're at home and we don't have purpose and we're stuck on the PlayStation or, you know, stuck on porn.
Pulling the chop off
yourself. You know, you're playing with your sword, not slaying dragons, you know. Like, what else do you expect?
Yeah.
You know, like you're turning in, you're slaying yourself. You're not taking that energy into the world and bringing value to it.
Yeah.
You know, so like I build a body, I like build value by challenging myself and putting myself out there. And then from there, I personally feel, for me, that's what I realized is like the physical thing. You know, I think a couple of years ago, I decided every single year I'm going to set myself a challenge. So I ran a marathon, I did high rocks last year and then did high rocks again this year. And then next year, I'll probably do high rocks again, but we're doing an ultra marathon, me and all the lads in the Brotherhood space.
Jesus, nice one.
Yeah, so we're going to do 100 kilometers in Switzerland.
And then we'll get you on a bodybuilding stage.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. But you know, it's this idea of the moment I decide I have some sort of dragon to slay, all my energy is directed towards it.
Yeah.
Now there's the balance of having the dragon to slay whilst also appreciating the journey along the way.
That's hard to do.
Which is hard to do, and it's easier said than done.
Because a lot of us put the blinkers on.
Yeah, that's it. But we ask any dude, when he's locked in, it is the greatest feeling. It is the greatest feeling when you are in that space. But then my idea is like, what if you had a whole team of dudes like that? Where it's like reminding yourself of, okay, the goal, but also to appreciate the steps along the way.
Yeah.
But that are also absolute savages that are also locked in, and then like how much more energy you generate and momentum, because even when you're feeling a little bit unmotivated, it's like you see one dude, one of the guys in my space, he didn't meet his accountability on time. And he'd only run 5 kilometers, and yesterday he ran a fucking half marathon because that was the consequence he chose. You know, and I then the other day too was like, I got it wrong. It was just after we'd said it the first time we set this new consequence. And I was like, right, I got to lead by example. So I ran the half marathon there the other week. And that's like the idea of staying to our word.
Yeah.
You know, as a unit, we're all holding each other accountable. And we galvanize each other. And then there's like the idea of, well, there's a consequence, because pain is a great driver. It's like, if I choose a consequence I really don't want to fucking do, then I'm going to take action. But then I'm going to start to stack the proof, because I'm starting to take action and have undeniable stackable proof that I am what I say I am. And then if I don't do it, well, I'm still going to run a fucking half marathon and feel like a king because I just slayed this massive dragon. You know, so that's kind of the mentality we've gone in with it.
100%. What you said there, but like, as I said, putting the blinkers on, it's something massive about bodybuilding. And a lot of people, a lot of lads in the bodybuilding space do preps because they know it's tunnel vision when they get in there.
Yeah.
Now, some people just do it as a distraction.
Yeah.
Just because they can put everything else off and just be tunnel vision. They know they're good at this thing. If you've done 1 or 2 preps, if you've got to the end of that, you know you can do it after that. After that, you just kind of, if you're not really trying to improve, you're just doing preps for the sake of it. It can be a bit of a distraction.
Yeah.
But I was very interested in what you said there as well about slaying dragons.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing that up is I want to talk a little bit about the dragons themselves.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're talking here to lads mainly. Maybe some more lads like ourselves. Well, me anyway, that's a bit more, I don't know, remote.
Yeah.
I don't really go out. You won't see me in the pub. You won't, do you know what I mean?
Same as myself.
You just,
Yeah.
that's not where I be.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, you don't have that many friends. It's just simple as. Or you don't have that many people like you. If that's not what you're doing, you have to go to those environments. But anyway, the point I was trying to make was the lads that don't have the people like I have you now and you have me now and I have other dudes around me now that I had to fucking go a long time alone before I could find these people. What are the dragons that they are kind of facing? Just to kind of basically show them, look bro, you're not the only one with anxiety, with depression, with fucking this massive level of uncertainty. I know we touched on confidence and things like that, but I think it's trying to relate that to how you might be feeling at the minute, because what you think is wrong with you, it's not. Something wrong with what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I've had to learn the hard fucking way anyway.
Yeah.
That was tough. I've obviously been through just fucking shitty anxiety for way too long before I did anything about it.
Yeah.
But just constantly putting that in other things. Oh no, it's just that it's this. Well, you don't know that because you're the only one having dialogue about this. I didn't tell anybody about it. Just woke up every morning feeling sick to my stomach, not wanting to get out of bed.
Yeah.
I just did that for ages. And I have this, I think most lads have this innate ability to just fucking struggle through things, just hate themselves and hate their life and just keep going. Do you know what I mean? Now, obviously, suicide rates are a lot higher with men, but I do think there's a lot of fellas living a life that they don't want to live, but not doing nothing about it.
Yeah.
So I suppose that itself is a dragon. But when it comes to slaying dragons, what are the kind of... I know we could use analogies here, but I want to make sure I'm not going off topic with them. What's the baseline for these are the steps I need to take? Or is there any steps I need to take in order to be able for that? Because obviously we're talking about gamifying this whole thing. We're talking about, right, level 1, right, get yourself in shape. If you're in your fucking 20s and you're not in shape, now this is rich coming from me, but get your ass in shape.
Yeah.
And you're struggling.
There's no excuses. That's the harsh reality. There is no excuses.
Thank you. Somebody outside the fitness industry saying that.
Yeah.
There's fucking not,
there isn't any excuse. I'm sorry, that's the harsh reality of it.
Yeah.
And you've got to be that honest with yourself, because it's like, if you really want to become the best at what you do, then it's like, why are you accepting excuses from yourself?
Yeah.
But also bringing through then the empathy and understanding of like, hey, we've also been there.
Oh yeah.
I remember it was after a relationship breakdown, and again, we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
So I think that's, A, we can't do it alone, and B, why the fuck would you want to? So it is true strength to ask for assistance.
Yeah.
It's true strength to ask for assistance, but then it's also knowing, okay, ask for the right assistance.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to know you ask for the wrong assistance, But the easiest way I've come to understand that is okay, at least who is someone that is living a life that you would at least desire, and do whatever the fuck you can to get around those people. And then, be really seeking support, because we all need support, you know, and that's a big lesson I've consistently had to realize. And I believe you find the right people at the right time. And I think there is that kind of spiritual nature to life of, every perceivable problem is this equal solution. And the moment you acknowledge there's a perceivable problem, it doesn't mean there is a problem, but you can acknowledge that there's something there that needs to be looked at. I often have found, more likely than not, the solution provides itself straight away. Once you just acknowledge, okay, I need assistance here, cool, then somehow, as if by fate, whatever it is, there's someone, a mentor or something pops in at the right time.
I'm not going to lie, man. I'd say about 2 weeks, if not even. a week to 2 weeks after I hit a bit of, like one of the lowest points in my life, you walked through the gym.
Yeah.
And in that sense, that was, how long ago was that? 6 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 months ago, something like that. Like, that was the time frame for me.
Yeah.
When I hit that low point, I was like, right, I nearly done something stupid here. I need fucking help. I can't do this on my own. Like, do you know what I mean? And I know there might be a lot of people that might, I don't want to sound big-headed or anything, but like might look at me and think, Jesus, he's fucking disciplined and he's got his head screwed on right and he's trying doing this business. He's got himself in great shape. He's winning bodybuilding shows. Man, you're the person that thinks that, not fucking me. I don't think about any of that stuff. I'm always, you need to do better there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never acknowledge yourself. Now, better at it now.
Yeah.
But that's where it fucking got me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can always do better. I can always do better. And when I hit that point, you might think I'm, as I was trying to just explain, people might look at me and think I'm headstrong and I'm fucking confident and I'm clear and I know where to go, and that's the fucking complete opposite. Like, nobody doubts me more than myself. Nobody fucking is more uncertain about each fucking move I make at the chessboard than me. Because I look at things from both sides all the time. Oh, this might work, but also this might happen. Fuck me. I think it was I heard it on another podcast. The depth of my consciousness causes me to suffer. And that's massive. Do you know what I mean? I know where I want to get to, but I also know all the things that might not happen and that might happen. And they're all very viable options. But to think that, oh, he's got it all together or he's got himself in shape so he doesn't fucking go through this stuff. Bro, start doing something for yourself. You'll realise what it looks like now. And you'll realise when I go into the gym, everybody I see that's in there that's consistent, they all have a story you'd cry listening to. Because I've listened to some of the stories going, fuck, that's why you're still in the gym. Do you ever, that's something I definitely realised just from talking to different people. Like, they've just had some sort of a situation where they need that gym. And if you haven't hit a point where or maybe you haven't been aware enough to hit a point where you're like, I'm really not where I want to be or anywhere near it, or you've had some sort of a trauma, or you've had something that pushes you really hard, a motivator, push or pull motivation, whatever it is, until you've experienced that, you don't understand that the people that are super consistent are actually just running from something sometimes, or a lot of the time, in my opinion. It comes from a lot of it's sense of lack. I'm definitely not one of these people that clear cut through everything. I know what I'm doing. I'm the fucking opposite.
Well, if you hear Goggins, you know, I mean, he's a prime example, you know, and I was actually having a conversation, and man, thank you for sharing, you know, and like, because I agree completely. Why did I build Brotherhood? Because I fucking need it.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like I need those lads as much as like they need me or they need the space. Like we always build the space we wish we had.
Yeah.
And like I jump on those calls, and you know, I remember I went through a breakup there a couple of months ago, and you know, and grown rather than gone through. I've grown through a breakup. Was you know, and I needed those lads at that point, and they were an immense support for me. And I was so grateful that I had that support, you know, and we had lads who two lads both recently lost a parent, you know, so like, and to be there and have that family, and they said it again and again, like how grateful they are that like we were there and they had all of the shoulders to lean on. You know, and it's beautiful to realize, okay, that is that family and that space for those lads. And that we all need support, you know, and that's a big realization I've had to come through, and that I am implementing in every area of my life as I continue to grow, even when things are going good. It's like, hey, how can I, just knowing I've got that support there, invest in that, because if you look at the best in the world, at whatever they do, they have a team around them. You know, and I think the idea is like, how can I invest, yes, in my fitness and what I want to do, but how can I maximize all areas of my life? You know, there's always going to be an area that needs development, but also a key understanding I've had, and from watching my mentors as well, is it's way better getting to the destination, having people around you to enjoy it, rather than getting there and having no one around. And that's where it's been really drilled into me, the importance of relationships. And it is all about relationships. And like, even as we were talking about there, the relational rather than transactional, I'd much rather, some of my best friends now are in my brotherhood space.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like,
some of my clients are my best friends as well.
It,
just,
you know?
Yeah.
So, and like the fact that, you know, we're doing 100-kilometer next year, but like as a unit, as a team, and it's going to be no man left behind. It's not about going the fastest.
Yeah.
It's like, it's literally, I was watching a video yesterday where this dude's running with his friend in this ultra marathon. They get to like 100 miles and the dude like pukes. And then he turns around and he's like, what do you got to say, bud? And he said, the gods of war smiled upon my broken body. We're back. And he's just like, it was just like, if you're with the lads and you're in a dragon, you're in the arena and this is like formidable dragons.
Yeah.
Like you're running an ultra and like you're scaling up and you're there for hours.
Yeah.
And your body's sore and the demons are coming in the mind, but you've got your brothers around, and then getting to that finish line as a unit.
Yeah.
Like that for me that's the ultimate, you know, victory is when it shifts from me to we. And I know I've learned that even with Tony Robbins. He said, what's all suffering? It's when it's me. And then when I shift the spotlight, so build myself up enough to realize that you shift the spotlight onto others, that's when the kind of masterpiece comes through. And that kind of ties in with the archetypes, which we say, like the last archetype to fire on a mature masculine is like he's the king. All right. And the king fires on, and we generally will never know when we're in the king energy. We never will, because it's not about me being the king. It's about how can I best serve others and provide for others.
Yeah.
And like you often will never even know when you're in that energy, because it's like the moment you kind of grasp onto it, it's gone. It's like one of those. It doesn't mean you can't ever, like, it's important to see yourself as, I'm a fucking king and I value myself. But it's such a beautiful energy in that way, you know, of how can you build yourself up to the point, A, where you feel amazing in yourself? And then when we were talking about self-love, it's like love myself so much so that my heart overflows into lives of others.
Okay.
So I fill my cup. I look after me and I fill my cup to the point that then I'm overflowing, because then I'm showing up better in my business. I'm serving better. I'm showing up as a better husband, a better father eventually, if that's what we want, or if someone is a father. And that's where, yes, look after yourself and do the things that you need to do for you, and understand where is it you want to go so you can lead and direct from a place of truth. And then from there, you know, you'll serve at a point where you feel like you can give your gifts fully to the world. Yeah. You know, that's my ideal. Have I reached that yet? Like, no, I'm always fucking getting there. That's the North Star, you know, and like, as was there Matthew McConaughey said, he's like, who's your hero? And it's like, me in 10 years. And he got to 10 years, like, who are you hero now? It's like, I'm not even close. My hero's always 10 years in front. Yeah. You know, there's never a point of perfection.
100%.
Yeah.
Talk about the king. You're talking about king energy there. That to me now, I'm not going to lie, right? Because I'm going to say what my first thoughts are coming into things. Because I think king energy, that sounds like what white girls say when they talk about their star signs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a Sagittarius, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about any of that, right? I did think look, my thing's religion, right? Okay, I was born Catholic, Christian Catholic, and that's the way I'll be. And the older I get, the more I look into it, and the more I'm like, that's my my tribe. Like, that's my book.
Yes.
All right, that's my laws. But what you were talking about there with the king energy, I'd like to kind of unpack that a little bit, or just understand it a little bit better, and hopefully help other people to understand a little bit better. King energy, it's off-putting here and that, right? Because that's where my brain went to.
Nice.
Oh, star signs, here we go. Do you mean energy and vibes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But now, obviously, I'm more open-minded than I think a lot of people might be when they'd hear that stuff.
100%.
Like, But king to me sounds like there's been a lot of shitty kings and a lot of shitty dictators and a lot of shitty people with power.
Yeah.
Now, how they got it can be debated and that's why they're not a true king or whatever. But the way I would see that is the number one thing I think stopping or creating a shitty king is an ego. Okay, when the king is the ego.
Yeah, when he believes he is God himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this is the way it is in the coaching industry, right? And I think it was a mentor said it to me before. If you're a coach and you coach males, okay, it's harder to get clients.
Yeah.
Right? Because lads have an ego. If you're a female or if you're coaching females, it's easier to get clients. It's hard to keep them. That's just kind of the way it works.
Yeah.
And that always resonated with me. It's harder to get clients as a male coach.
But once you have them, they're loyal for life if you look after them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the barrier that gets in the way for a lot of lads, go into any gym, right? Go into any gym. 70 to 75% of the dudes the people in there are dudes. Okay. Yeah. A lot of them haven't a fucking clue what they're doing. It's why there's so many clients out there.
Yeah.
There's obviously girls as well, but they're easier to look for help. Why don't lads put down the fucking thing? You don't look like you know what you're doing. Why are you trying to pretend you do? Like this idea of, it's ego, but the lone wolf.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the lone wolf mentality. I always thought of myself as the lone wolf when I was doing bodybuilding. And I don't know nobody that's involved in bodybuilding, but I said I was going to do a bodybuilding show. I never met anybody that done one. I started the gym myself. All this myself. It's all lone wolf, lone wolf. Until I was like, oh wait, I wouldn't have done that show if I hadn't had a friend to call me out my bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about bodybuilding, I was talking about doing the shows, and he just turned around to me one day and goes, "You're always talking shit about doing shows. Why don't you fucking do one?"
Yeah.
I had to do it then, bro.
Yeah.
I had no choice. That he's at my ego here,
Yeah.
you know. So that I had a coach. I wouldn't have been able to do the show if I didn't have a coach.
Yeah.
You know, afterwards I wouldn't have continued doing it had I have not found friends in bodybuilding, and to this day, some of my best friends. Just the more I look into it, the more I go, I wasn't a lone wolf at all.
Yeah.
How do we drop the ego? How do we, or at least deal with it in order to? Because anytime I have dropped my ego, I've excelled 10 times faster than I will myself.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of things, the thing that's holding lads back, especially the entrepreneurial type, the younger type, is they kind of let that I'll do it myself mentality go too far, and they don't do the network and the connect and the learn and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How do we deal with the male ego? Pretty much.
Well, it's a great question. First, on the archetypal point of view, so there's a guy in terms of the king, the warrior. So there's a great book, King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. I seen there was a fifth one that was missing. There's this psychiatrist called Carl Jung, all right, and he's seen within the world. So there's a thing called the collective conscious mind. So saying there was a conscious mind in us, then we had an unconscious, and then there was a collective unconscious. So of course it makes logical sense that within any human there'll be a stored history of humanity.
Yeah.
Right, because that's basic evolution.
Yeah.
And it's like you see with dogs or whatever, there's things that are similar. Right, so the same with humans. So what he's seen was there was consistent archetypes throughout time that played out. Right, there's often heroes in stories, there's often kings, there's often warriors, there's magicians, there's a lover, and then there's a jester. Right, and the jester's the only one in the court that can tell the king to go fuck himself. Right.
Yeah.
So the other four are quite serious, whereas then the jesters are quite fun-loving. So it's a great framework for men to understand aspects of the masculine psyche.
Yeah.
All right. So within each one, there's a light form, and then there's a shadow form. All right. So let's say the Joker, in his light, he's fun and loving, present, and brings a jovial energy. In the shadow, his jokes are cutting. They're at the expense of others.
Okay.
All right. And we've all been that.
Ooh,
you
yeah.
know. And then let's say, for example, the warrior, right? The warrior in his light fights for something bigger than himself. That's the part of ourself that builds the fucking kingdom. That's, at the gym. That's, and then the shadow part is complete masochist. So just the whole time, no self-care, just completely charging through.
Yeah.
The sadist then despises weaknesses in others and then cuts them down with his sword. Then the king, we can say, in his fullest is of service to others. But then, as you so rightly said, throughout time, we've seen kings who become God himself, doesn't want just his kingdom, but wants to overtake other kingdoms. Then turns his warriors and his armies into soulless fucking just people who follow his orders and slay others who are against his orders. Right, so understanding we have all of these in us.
Yeah.
Because if they've all been displayed in humanity, they are all within us. So the beauty of looking at these archetypes is acknowledging, oh, I'm in my fucking shadow here. Because then once I can acknowledge it and understand the frameworks, I can start to then shift more into, okay, how can I embody this quality more? And then developmentally, there's boy versions of them as well. So maybe some dude's in his mature warrior, but he's in his immature boy lover. You know, so it provides a framework of understanding of, okay, well, how do we develop that more? And generally, I can tell now with the archetypes by looking at an individual which one's out of whack. You know,
do me.
No. Well, I think I'd need to get to know you a little bit more, but you'd be
Right.
very in your warrior for sure.
Okay.
Obviously, the lover is present because you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
and-
Jester maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you have a little bit of jester there for sure. I'd say the magician might be lacking a bit, maybe spiritual connection, because you're saying know thyself.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can hear by your spelling where you are. So the magician, and maybe also the lover in the sense of your relationship with yourself, which at times can lead into the shadow warrior,
Okay.
which would be sometimes I go at the expense of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and
Anyway,
then,
that was good.
Yeah, there we go. Is
Just
that-
curious.
Does that sound on the money?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So but like, how do I know? Because it's all in me too.
Yeah.
You know, like I have all those things too.
The collective consciousness.
Yeah, that's it. So like, I would say I'm also very similar in that regard in different ways. So, and that's the thing. It's like that's where you meet like-minded. They understand. So you understand there's much more depth to it than just the kind of flowery aspect.
Oh,
to it.
yeah.
I can understand on the essence. It's easy for me because I understand the whole framework behind it.
And each one branches off, and then that branches off.
Yeah, and there's so much. I mean, I could go down a whole rabbit hole here.
Yeah.
But
but I just wanted to know about the. That explains it a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
It's when you put things in terms like that. When you say something like king energy.
Yeah, slay king.
Yes, exactly.
Queen.
That's exactly what I'm talking
yeah.
about. And that's what I meant. I just would hate a fella's, because I know, man, if we sat here 2 years ago, my ignorance would have stopped me from asking that question.
Yeah.
Fucking king energy, what's he on about? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm more open-minded now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I suppose I just wanted to, it was just going back to the...
And I love that you asked that question, because it was a great reminder for me, because it's like, so that's the seed. And this is what I talk about, is like the value of having like-minded dudes in a team is, and when you're talking about the lone wolf, is we only know what we know.
Yeah.
And we can't see our blind spots. But when you've got dudes who, celebrate you when you can't fucking recognize how well you're doing, but then also to tell you, hey, fuck, man, like, look at this. Like, you're not seeing this. And to pull you into line, to hold you accountable, to keep you in integrity. Because you may think you're fucking flowing along awesome, but, like, you're completely missing a blind spot that's there.
Yeah.
That's actually either hurting yourself or hurting other people.
Yeah.
And then having honest people who can reflect that back. Like, that's true, authentic relationships. And proper friends will do that. And proper friends will celebrate you, and they won't tear you down, but they'll be honest with you, because anyone who loves you genuinely is going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I learned that from my mentor. Like, he was like another father for me, but he's brutally honest. Like, there was times he gave me some incredibly brutal honesty, and I was like, oh, fuck. But it sharpens you, and you realize, as he said to me one time, he's like, what benefit do I have from putting you down?
Yeah.
He said, the only benefit I have is from building you up.
Man, I say this to clients all the time.
Yeah.
I have a couple of clients, you'll know who you are. But I have a couple of clients where I'm like, send me a picture of every single one of your meals today. Man, do you think I want to be looking at pictures of your fucking meals?
Yeah.
No, I'm doing it for you, because I know I can get more out of you if you're sending me pictures of your meals.
Yeah.
And if I see a picture of something and I'm going, I'll call you out straight away.
Yeah.
There was a fella last night, thought this was very funny. Now, I got this wrong, by the way, but just he sent me a picture of mince and rice, and I just seen like little orange bits just spattered throughout it. And in my head, I was like, that's fucking cheese. But it doesn't look like he actually properly put cheese on it. So I just kind of thought, right, fuck it, I'll just ask him. So I asked him on the voice note. I was like, bro, did you put cheese on that? Forget you had to send me the picture and then take it off. And it wasn't cheese. Just the quality of the photo wasn't fantastic. Yeah. When I zoomed in more, I was like, right, it's probably not cheese. Yeah. It was taco seasoning or something like that. Yeah. But in my head, I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm not doing this to be like, aha, I got you. Yeah. No, I'm not. Like, what the fuck are you paying me for then? I'm trying to get you a result. I don't, like, sorry, guys. I don't care how you feel. I'm trying to get you a result. Because I know how you'll feel at the end. I don't care if you don't want to do an extra 1,000 steps. But
that's what they're paying for you.
Yeah,
they're paying you to be honest.
Yeah. Go, look, this is what I would say to anybody that's like, oh, I don't need a coach. Okay, go on to ChatGPT and get them to give you a meal plan and a training plan and see how fucking long you stick to that. Yeah. See how well you stick to it too. Yeah. I don't just talk about, right, here's a meal plan, do it. No, do it with fucking quality. Yeah. I do with my shit. I do, and I'll put that on my clients too. I don't care if you want to lose 2 kilos or 22 kilos. Yeah. You're fucking sticking to it the same way. How you get from A to B, it doesn't matter where you're trying to get to. The fucking way there is the same. Yeah. It's the same for everybody. Yeah. So if you're slacking here and there, I've got like, fuck it, I can say this. I've got people that lose 10 kilos quicker than some people do too. Yeah. And it's nothing to do with genetics. I've learned that. It's nothing to do with genetics. It's nothing to do with body weight. It's nothing to do with none of that. It's to do with your fucking effort. That's all it's to do with. I've seen it in my own journey. When I was in a bit of a shitter headspace, I went 8 months. I made fuck all progress. I've made twice as much progress in the last 2 months. Yeah. Do you know? And it's just down to my own effort. I've put more into this. And now that I've put more into it, I've got more respect for myself. Yeah. Do you know? And I can let that ego down a little bit, and I don't feel like I don't need help. Yeah. Now I know I do. Yeah. And it makes the whole thing easier and makes me feel better.
That's it.
And I think that's a big barrier that gets in a lot of lads' ways. Yeah. I think it's a barrier that gets in lads' ways joining people like you and joining people like me. Yeah. Bro, I'm not here to profit off you. Don't care. I'm not here to, like, you're not going to send me the fucking money for the first month and then see me with a new car next week. Yeah. It's not going to happen, like, do you know? Unless I was already going to do that. Your money didn't matter at the time. But I want to help you because selfishly it helps me. Yeah. Because then I think I know what I'm doing. Yeah. You feel good and then you make me feel good because I've made you feel good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Is that not the essence of brotherhood as well, though? 100%.
You know, is that like, because, and what you're saying there, so your passion and your skill set with what you do, that's your character's strengths, right? And then the idea of, as you were saying, with me and with brotherhood and my strengths, but the idea is even with a football team is, as my dad used to say, you can have the best strikers in the world, but you've got a shit goalkeeper, you're going to let goals, right? You've got no goalkeeper, you're destined to let goals, right? So the idea of then, as a team, we can be so much stronger and get so much further because, again, you don't know what you don't know, but then if you've got a dude who's like an amazing accountant in your team, right? He's looking after your finances, you know. Like for me, I know, again, I'm building my awareness of finances, but looking at the numbers of finances and stuff, like, that's not my strength. I don't really want to fucking do that. I want to leverage someone else who's an expert in that area and lean on them. Because then I can channel more of my time into generating more cash flow, doing what I actually love to do. Yeah. So realizing is like, okay, I'm a centre midfielder. I don't want to play centre back. Yeah. But there's some other dude who's destined to play centre back. Yeah. Right. So then it makes me better because I'm leveraging that person who's amazing at that. I'm getting better because I'm focusing on what I want, and he's also telling me, okay, just do this, this, and that, because he's the expert in that area. Yeah. I don't have to spend so much of my time focusing on fucking doing that. Yeah. So I've got more time to leverage my strengths. I lean on that person there. Then you've got another dude who's a left back. Let's say he's amazing when it comes to marketing. All right. And then that further amplifies you because he's giving you the insights of marketing, go this and that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my mentality with the team is, and look, you can go it alone. You can. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
You're speed running it by getting somebody that's for that position.
Yeah.
Because what you would have to do is, you're where you're at right now with Brotherhood because you've gone through you've embodied the whole journey itself.
Yeah.
You've done each step.
And there's so many dudes in there. Like, I've got trainees in that space, like Matt, Jack, and then Ryan. And like, that space would not be what it is without them. And like, even the retreats would not be, you know, what they were without Juan Davies, without Xavier Davies, without Jordan Hales, without Luan Sherman. Like, these dudes who helped build the foundation of this thing, like, it would not be where it is, you know? So like, it's not like just me. And that's the essence of the team is, yeah, I'm blessed here to be able to speak on behalf of Brotherhood and the creation and all those things. But the reality is, like, it would nowhere near be what it is without these guys.
Yeah.
You know, who have helped build. And like, actually, that came through on the last retreat when I ran the first one here. On the first night after we do this thing, crossing the line, and we do a group huddle, and like, I brought in the names of those lads and honoring all of my mentors, and I invited the other lads to do the same, of men who've made an impact on their life, because we're all standing on the shoulders of giants, you know. And I think it's so humbling and it's beautiful to realize that, because like, A, we can't do it alone, and B, why the fuck would you want to? And
I love that.
Yeah, you know, like, that is the reality of it. And team, together, everyone achieves more.
Yeah.
That is the essence of Brotherhood. And it gives you a certain level of, humility, I think, and the ability to recognize, like, yeah, I do need assistance, and fuck, it makes me so much better when I get the right assistance.
Yeah.
And also the gift of, when, you know, it's like, you ask any dude, when someone asks a dude to assist them, he's like, fuck yeah. You know. But then when asking for assistance ourselves, there can be that restriction with it. I think that the first thing is just acknowledging, like, we all feel that. But then the value of knowing that, like, A, we can ask for assistance, or B, we'll just get to the point where we, you know, embark on so much pain that we just realize, okay, I need assistance now.
No.
And that's usually where we get to, often more often than not. But I think eventually it gets to the point when then we ask for assistance, and then the positive feedback comes more and more, and then we realize, okay, I don't really have to drag myself through so much pain to realize, okay, I need assistance.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
Yeah.
I might just check the phones, just see.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because
I agree. We are charging on. How long's it been?
1 hour 17. Yeah, 1 hour 17 minutes.
Okay, well, we can chop it in. We can start to round it up.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That was so quick.
I know.
That was so quick. That was
the magic of, we're in a flow.
Yeah, having a chat, man. Fuck. Yeah. So, sorry, I just had to check the phones there just to see it was all still okay.
We've been flowing well.
Yeah. I'm surprised my phone is still going. Like, I don't know how that...
Yeah.
Anyway, I know for somebody who's in my job title, the word online is involved.
Yeah.
I'm shit with all that stuff. Shit with it. But I'm trying.
Yeah, that's it.
I find I had to do copy and paste without like double clicking.
Yeah,
you can use the keyboard.
Yeah.
Fucking blew my mind, man. It was
some cheat codes. Yeah. It's like in GTA, you've got the whole list of cheat codes.
Yeah.
Fucking
I showed my mum the last day and she was like, I already knew that. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. Yeah. Anyway.
But see, like, that's not where your strengths are. That's, you know.
Exactly. But I'm getting better at that stuff.
And you can always improve, you know. But yeah, I'd love to hear from your perspective, man, to like finish on the note.
I've a nice couple of takeaways there.
Yeah, okay.
I've a nice couple of takeaways. One big one anyway is no.
Hey, we can't do it alone.
Yeah.
B, why the fuck would you want
to?
it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't do it alone. B, why the fuck would you want to?
Yeah.
It's definitely something that, look, if you're struggling at the minute, if you're a dude that's struggling at the minute and you're just, how do I reword this in a way?
It's like in the trenches.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're in the trenches, but you're also not fully conscious of it, because I don't think a lot of them are.
Yeah.
But if you're struggling and you're just kind of like, past some stage, I just have to kind of head down, and when X happens, I will be Y. No, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but when you do something, that's when it works out.
Yeah.
Time does not heal all wounds. Unfortunately, it does not.
Yeah.
And I know that might sound a bit controversial to a lot of people, but it just doesn't. You have to get your fucking ass up and go and do something.
Yeah.
Action, action, action. And explain the analogy of the movie we were talking about before we actually jumped on this. But it's true. If you feel stuck, action. You have to move.
Yeah.
You're gonna if you're waking up late every day, you don't have a routine to your day, you're eating shit, you're not exercising, you're watching porn, you're playing the PlayStation, you're on your phone all day, you're not getting like good relationships, intersex relationship. No, that's not right.
Like
male and female relationships. Yeah. Or
heterosexual
relationships, or
even if the other is, that's what they
even
feel.
homophobic, homosexual relationships.
Yeah.
Or I'm not good at this stuff, man. But even being with your mates in general, don't be homophobic with your mates. Well, dude, just don't put it online.
See the jester side of it.
Just don't put it online. You get cancelled. But no, if you're doing all those things, I'll go through them quickly again. If you're waking up late and you're not waking up on time, you've no routine, you're fucking eating shit, you're not training, you're not doing any exercise, you're not looking after yourself in any way possible, and you're depressed, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit, man. It's not me to turn around and go, ha ha. It's me to turn around and go, get up. I'm telling you to get up, because I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. And I didn't have anybody to until I actually met up with my coach, who fucking looked at me in the face and said, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, Jesus, that fucking hit me. But it worked. I was like, right, okay, I need to stop feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what men need to fucking hear.
Yeah.
And I had a quote before that I used a few times. You don't need a walk, you need a talk. Or no, you don't need a talk, you need a walk.
Yeah.
For women, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
For women, they can sit down and have a hash out their problems, because maybe they're not looking for a solution. But for a dude, sometimes you need to go for a walk. You need action. You don't need to talk about this any longer. If you're talking about your missus and you're telling her you're not happy and stuff like that, fair enough. But at some point, you need to get up and you need to become that warrior. You need to become the king. You need to do something. It's your action. Don't wait for shit to fix itself, because it won't. How you're living is correlated to how you're feeling. That is massive. What I took from that anyway is about slaying the dragons and all that stuff. All those challenges that you have to go through, but you have to also create them, or else
they will come.
Yes.
Yeah, like there's never going to be a point where the dragons don't come.
Yes.
But if you choose them, I feel like that's where you have power over them.
Yeah, that's what you touched on when you said something about...
If I don't have a dragon to slay, I slay myself.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And that was just a recent insight.
Yeah.
It's like, because even after and I agree completely, and I think this is where, even with the Brotherhood too, is like what a lot of dudes can do, even in this day and age, is like they end up utilizing their partner as emotional support.
Yeah.
But then she feels unsafe because it's having the place for a brotherhood to hold you and then get you back onto action, assist you to move into the relationship. Yes, being vulnerable, but from a place where it's like, hey, this is what I'm navigating through, but I've already got the solution because I've lent on my brothers to like A, be seen and heard, but then B, now I've also got a practical solution that I've already come to the forefront with.
Yeah.
So I agree completely, because it's like having that space to come back to, okay, what's the solution? Whilst also still allowing myself to go, okay, I'm allowed to feel sad. I'm allowed to feel angry. I'm allowed to feel hurt. I'm just not allowed really to think I'm a victim to life.
Yeah.
Where it's knowing that life is always happening for me. I'm allowed to feel those emotions, and I feel them fully in my body and allow them to move through. But then also it's like, I can't just sit under a tree and wait for better days.
Yes.
Which is exactly what you're saying, where it's like, if you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs thinking life's going to get better, it's never fucking going to get better.
No,
it's what you
it's
do
going to get worse.
That's it.
And if you're not doing that this is the funny thing about self-development and this whole space. If you think it's funny or dumb, or I'm not fucking into that self-development stuff, I'll be here when after you've gone through a bit of depression, because that's where you're heading. You're heading down that road if you're not doing nothing for yourself. If you're not looking after yourself in any way, it's bullshit. Sure, just go out and have a couple of pints at the weekend there, have to crack with mates. Life's fine.
Yeah.
Right, wait till the cloud just comes over you.
Yeah.
It just, because it'll come from nowhere. Nothing will change.
Yeah.
It'll just come. We'll be here, Bo. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, and it's like, as I've got a saying, it's like you can run from destiny as much as you want, but eventually it'll knock the fucking door down and you have to answer the call. Like, that dragon is coming for us all, right? Like, there's never going to be a point where it's not. So my idea is like, well, why not fucking train for it?
Yeah.
So then the moment it comes, it's like, a worthy opponent.
Yeah.
As Tony Robbins would
fucking
say.
run to it.
That's it.
Run to it.
It's like, you do hard things, life is easy. You do easy things, life is hard.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's like that tough times one. I love that.
That's it. Like Tony Robbins, tough times create strong people create good times create weak people create bad times create strong people. It's this never-ending cycle, and you can see it in your life. So I suppose that's even the mentality I'm moving into is now I'm curating the dragons, I'm curating the arenas. So then when they come in life, it's like, I've already trained for this, and then it is more enjoyable because I'm prepped for that stuff. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
And then I've also got a team and a support system around me where we're heading for that. Whilst also, ensuring, okay, well, we're looking after ourselves, we're spending time with family, all those sort of things, and checking ourselves when we need to.
Yeah.
But I feel that's true. To feel truly in your center, in your core, it's to be in the midst of conscious challenge consistently. 100%. It just forges the best version of yourself.
Yeah. 100%.
Because we've been built that way, whether you like it or not. We have. For thousands of years, we've fought in wars. And in no way am I advocating war, but the reality is we have. Majority of men, it was men who went off to war. There were females, and 100% salute them, but the majority were males. Yeah. So that's ingrained in our DNA. And as we were talking about the archetypes, you can't just fucking delete that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't delete that from men. So then that's the idea of, okay, well, if I don't have some sort of purpose or reason or something to fight for, I'm naturally, a part of my DNA is going to feel like, well, what's the purpose for me being here if I'm not utilizing that aspect of myself?
100%. I've said this before to a client because he was feeling a bit sorry for himself over something kind of dumb, first world problem. And I said, bud, your ancestors fought off saber-toothed tigers and you're crying about your fucking PlayStation remote controller not working properly.
Yeah.
Cop on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're zoned in on this PlayStation remote control. No, sorry, it wasn't a PlayStation remote control.
Yeah.
It was the
Wi-Fi.
It's a good
example.
It was the Wi-Fi not working in the house. Fucking same thing. Wi-Fi's not working in the house. But, like, that's what you're focused on right now. You need bigger problems.
Yeah.
You need bigger problems.
Yeah.
If that was in somebody's check-in, it's like, I'm sorry now, this is going to sound wild. You need bigger problems, bud. You need something else. Yeah. Because something like that is... Anyway, I was going to touch on the takeaways. Yeah. It's
an important topic, though, because it's like that idea of... And just like on this point, because that's what got me into conscious adversity. There's a great Disney series with Chris Hemsworth, the Australian guy, Limitless.
All right,
where it was all about how to best combat aging. And they spoke about the importance of conscious adversity, or they'd call it hormesis, right, which is conscious stress. So when you commit and train and do challenging things, what happens is your capacity for what you can sustain becomes far greater. Yeah. So then in everyday life, your stress levels reduce because it's so minuscule in comparison to that great dragon. You're like, my fucking Wi-Fi, Jesus Christ, I've ran fucking 100 kilometers. Like, I've been in suffering and this is nothing.
This is why I talked with the gym.
Yeah.
It's just the direct analogy.
That's it.
once upon a time, the 17.5 kg dumbbells were impossible for me to push off my chest. That's the first one I grab when I'm warming up now.
Yeah,
Do you know
that's
what I
it,
mean?
yeah.
Like, so that used to be the dragon I wanted to slay. The 20 kilo dumbbells was what I wanted to slay.
That's it.
It's just, it's funny. My capacity for what I can tolerate now is way higher.
Yeah.
And it's the same when you go through stress in business, in relationships. If you've been around enough of them, your capacity for dealing with it is just way higher.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of the arena, the challenge, the metaphorical dragons. That's sort of the mentality I've gone into is that, that's my best way to combat it, is get familiar with suffering, and then I have a happier life.
Deadly.
Yeah.
Well, look, that was amazing, man.
I don't know, thank you.
If two people watch this, I might be the two of them on two different
Me
accounts.
too, yeah.
But I got massive takeaways from that anyway.
I'd be the exact same. Yeah.
2 views, me and you watched it on a different account.
Changed my life.
Just to try and bump it up a little bit. I'll start commenting as well. Just create a lot of burner accounts. Fact, but no, that's great takeaways. You can't do it by yourself. Why the fuck would you? And get out your own way and start making moves, bro.
Yeah,
start making moves. Whatever that might be, just need to pick a direction.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Oh, man.
That was fucking
Likewise.
legendary.
Thank you, bro.
bro.
Thank you.
And sure, we'll get this edited, done up, and sent out and see if anybody gives a shit.
I'm sure they will. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Niall.
Best of luck. Thanks, lads.
As I always like to say, the mission beckons, the mission calls. Let's fucking go.
Let's get it.